rocking, it's rocking, it's rocking, it's rocking. This is WNHH 103.5. You are here on Thabisa and friends. And those that come to the show, it's either their friends or you know what? They will be my friends in future. Or at the very least, we are friendly. Welcome to the show. It's Tuesday yet again. Another Tuesday. The first Tuesday on this show, 2021. What a great time to be alive. We are the change makers, right? We are the change makers, we're the peacemakers, we are love, we embody all of that. We are grateful to be alive. And I'm happy today to have two young, innovative human beings on my show to start off 2021. I'm super excited. I don't know about you. I've got the energy. It's right here. It's gonna flow. It's gonna flow through this microphone, through your ears, through the screens, and we are all gonna feel grateful that we are alive. But you know what? I've been worried. I've been worried this 2021 about people like myself. And if you ask what do you mean, Thabisa? I've been worried about people that love music, people that are singers, people that are songwriters, people that love to perform live. We know 2020 has had a strain in the music industry, on the venues, and yes, on other places like restaurants, small businesses, and you name it, right? We all know, we've talked about it throughout the entire year. But now there's one part that I think it means a lot to me, which is music, right? Out of all these things that we're facing, but I know music as well has been suffering. You know, artists that sometimes come from spaces that don't have money to buy instruments and buy all these other gadgets to make their sound professional, to make their sound great, so that they can still continue to do what they love. And those things can add stress, and at times they even get to a point where artists are feeling depressed. You know what I mean? So today I am very fortunate to have two people that are going to give us some solutions or point us to the right directions, what we can do to sort of elevate all of those stresses, or at least some of those stresses, right? Because we can't, I'm sure they can sort out everything, but they are here to show us the way and point us in the right direction, and just, tell us what tools are out there to help those people that love to write music and they're feeling so discouraged that they can't even pick up a pen anymore, and they're feeling so disorganized because of all the stress and the reinvention, or rather the reimagining the reimagination of their lives all over again, right? So now it's 2021. We need to start 2021 strong. And today I have two wonderful guests. And these guests, they have been so kind enough to jump on ship and not ask any questions. And I love people like that. You know me, Tabs and spontaneity. I don't ask twice. If you say I must be there and I know I'm not doing anything in the next hour, I'll be there. So I'm happy to have these wonderful guests today. Marisol Cradle and Sam Carlson, welcome to the show. And I am very, very, I feel excited today. As you can hear it, I'm very excited to have you on my show and be the first people to come on my show for 2021. I think we're kick-starting off on the right foot. So I'm gonna introduce to you these two guests, and then we're gonna start and go on ahead and talk about the issues that artists out there may be facing. I have Marisol Cradle, who is the founder and creator of Top Secret Songwriter Toolkit, which is an educational and a crafted educational resource that is there to help songwriters be organized and to be able to give them ideas and how they can start themselves in terms of songwriting, because people procrastinate sometimes because they don't know where to start, not because they don't have the ideas, but they just don't know where to begin to put that pen and paper on the floor, on the book rather. So I have Marisol here. She's the founder of this amazing and creator of this amazing toolbox. And welcome, Marisol. And at the same time I have Sam, who is a musician and artist. He's a singer-songwriter. He is an engineer, and I believe, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, Sam, you're also the owner or co-owner of Sans Serif, or co-owner of Sans Serif's recordings, and it's a beautiful studio. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But we're gonna talk about all of this right now. So welcome, Sam, as well. Welcome everyone to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You are welcome. So Marisol, I think I want to start with you. I'm done with my jumping up the air and throwing things and getting everybody energized like I'm feeling right
Yes.
now. Now I'm going to get to business. I'm going to get straight to the meat. Tell people firstly who you are, who are you, Marisol, and what are you about before we can even move on.
Yeah, so I'm a mindset coach. I'm a New Haven resident, and I am the founder of Top Secret Songwriter. So I created Top Secret Songwriter because I was on this quest as a songwriter myself. And I worked
Right.
independently with different artists, with different labels. I networked all over the world. And, there was just this one thing that kept coming up with, my fellow artists and songwriter friends. And I'm like, they were like, oh, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. And they had managers that, were kind of in control of their careers. So through all those years of going through my journey, my own trials and errors, I came to a point where I wanted to be able to help others, other artists,
Right.
learn the business behind the songs, have a healthy foundation to stand on, learn their values, mission, all those things. So that's who I am. That's what I'm about. And
Right.
thank you
That's
for having me.
right. It's a pleasure. So I'm going to go back and forth between you and Sam, obviously in this show, if you feel strongly inclined and feel strongly about a certain question I asked and you wanna jump in, feel free to do that as well. This is a conversation that's meant to educate. So I recently about a year ago. I think so. Will have to tell me exactly the times. I'm terrible at remembering times, but I think it was a year ago, maybe a little bit more. And Marisol, I believe you were actually you were you were pitching, actually you were pitching at the collab city,
Yeah.
I believe, at that time. And that's where I first met you, and I thought, wow, this is an amazing pitch that you were putting on. And I thought to myself, I've never thought of this. So can you tell our viewers what I'm talking about? What do you have under your wings? What have you created?
Yeah. So I created a starter kit for emerging songwriters or those who never started writing, who are interested in writing. So within this personalized kit, I've included different resources like a planner, a step-by-step guide, a journal, stickers for your planner, and other trinkets that will be useful for the artists, as well as online workshops that are included with the kit. So you
Wow.
order it, it gets delivered right to your home, and you can, go through it at your own pace and learn
Right,
more
right.
about the business.
Right, and talking about that, like you can order and get it. You hand delivered my package to me, a couple of days ago, and I was so happy. And thank you for doing that, and I was happy for receiving it. But then here's the thing that I love. I'm a girl who loves subscriptions. Okay, this is what my hubby does not like me for. I see subscriptions online and I'm like right there. I want to try it out for makeup, for this, for that, things I don't even need sometimes. So I really love subscription boxes. So when you gave me the box, it reminded me of that. But also what I loved about it was the first thing when I do get a subscription box is to feel the weight, because always any customer wants to get more for their money, right? It's I don't know if it's selfish, but that's just how how consumers are. They want to get more than what they give financially at times, I realize. But I felt it was so heavy, and I was looking forward to. So this is what the one thing I first look into when I receive a box. What's the weight? And secondly, because that promises that there's a lot in there. And secondly, the box itself, is it quality, is it good? And I opened up that bag and I saw the box, beautiful, strong, a box. And I was like, okay, my heart is palpitating. I'm having palpitations right now, because it's something that I love, to do, opening boxes. And when I did finally open the box, I was amazed to find the content that was in there. Can you tell us a little bit about the content that was in there? Because I know that I found, journals, I found bottles, I found all these things. You tell us.
Yeah. So in the guide, I kind of go through from the foundation to self-care to marketing to publishing. So you learn all those things, and it's like going through this journey when you go through the guide. So when you come out of that and you finish reading it, you have more of a sense of what you can do as a songwriter to get started. In the journal, it comes with over 120 writing prompts and some exercises to get you started writing, so you can get the pen to the paper and write daily, just your views, your thoughts each day. And the
Right.
planner is customized for the yeah, that's the planner there.
I
It's
love it.
customized for the artist. I was telling Thabisa that I had bought like 15 planners, and I went through and I did a lot of research on what was useful, what wasn't, and then added in things that I thought would be great for the artist. Um,
Right, right. You know, with what I love about this planner. Look, I've got a daughter who loves to sing as much as I do, and um, and here at home, between me and here, I'm the pro. But she's like, Mom, I'm gonna be right there with you, and she can sing, right? She can really sing, and she loves at this stage. She loves to write her own songs, and you know how we can be as parents not take this signs seriously when your child starts writing their own songs and when they start
yeah,
belting out of nowhere. We need to support them, right? And I do just that. I encourage her to write her music, but sometimes she's all over the place and writes in this book and writing that book, like I do sometimes too. But when I saw this, I thought this was talking to me because it's straight on. It's like, what's your business plan? First of all, take yourself seriously, musicians. What's your business plan? What's your budgeting? What's your vision? Right? Those are things that a lot of musicians still don't take seriously, and those things are very important in us, for us to function properly and treat ourselves treat ourselves as a business. Tell me, is this box for upcoming artists? Is it for pros? Is it for who's the box for?
I believe it's for the growing songwriter, someone who's just starting out, or you're starting over, right? You left
Yes.
the business for a while and you want to come back and just get reacquainted, and kind of create a solid foundation. I thought that was the most important message that I wanted to deliver to artists, because I saw that, artists would just do things just because it was a step further in their career, and it was like against their values, and
Right.
just not having that foundation. I remember an artist commented on one of my posts on my Instagram and said, "Do we actually need mission statements?" And it's like,
Oh
yes,
no.
everyone should have a personal mission statement and your own values that kind of keep
Yes.
you in line with what you truly believe is, for you. And if anything is outside of that, then I'm not going to do business with this person, or I'm not going to collaborate with this person, because
Exactly.
my values, this is what they are, and yours are not kind of
Are not
aligned with
into,
that.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. I agree with you. So I'm gonna go to Sam. Because both of you guys are an important are important entities in the business, right? As musicians, you need to know how to get yourself organized. As songwriters, you need to get yourself organized and have that vision and mission and planning properly, and be able to budget, so that you also at some point, you get to a point where you know your worth, and you ask exactly what you know of yourself is worth, right? And and while you do that, you need places to go to do your music, like recording studios, live venues, and all these places that work with musicians. But then I want to know, Sam, first of all, before you even get to the answer of the question, please let the viewers and listeners know who you are, and then tell us, why now, 2020, 2021, venues like yours important. Tell us who you are first.
Yeah, of course. So I am one of the engineers at Sans Serif Recording, which is a, small studio. Do like recording, mixing, mastering, and live video sessions. We're right in downtown New Haven.
Right.
So we opened, or well, I mean, we didn't open per se, but we moved into our space March of 2020. And
Whoa.
then like a week later, obviously. So we've definitely gotten a crash course in navigating at this time. Of course, prior to that, my co-engineer Pat and I were both working at the local venue.
Right.
I was at Fairfield Theater Company and Cafe Nine,
Right.
and he was working at the State House.
Mm.
And that entire business just went poof. So hopefully we'll be back in 2021, but it's still sort of waiting and seeing. But I think that is, what makes places where you can go and do a live video or do a high quality live stream that much more important now, because unfortunately it's the only game in town. And to me, it's never really gonna do the thing that seeing a band play in the same room as you is
Yeah,
going to do. You're not going to feel it in the air the same way.
yeah,
But I mean, it's a crazy time, and some sticks bend in the wind and some sticks break. And if
true,
you got
true.
to do it, you got to do it. So we uh, got down to business, like getting a video set up and getting lights and like kind of reaching out to people and helping them make live videos so that they could
Right.
have a high quality performance to go along with their new release.
Right, absolutely. Because I will tell you this as a singer myself who is very confident in what she does. I know when I'm on stage, I'm gonna rock and roll. Okay, I know when I'm on stage, I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna be great. I'm gonna feed off from my fans, and they'll feed from me, and we're just gonna have a great time. But now things changed. I had to reimagine how 2020 is gonna look like and how it's gonna sound like, and when it comes to performing live. And I'm telling you this, I'll tell you this, it's not easy. It's not easy. And what makes it not easy, it's not only the fact that you I don't have that connection with the audience, with the live
Yeah.
audience. It is the fact that now the sound is killing my vibe. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
absolutely kills the vibe. So now with what you guys have in terms of studio that you guys have started, um, what are you hoping to get out of that, and what are you hoping that your contribution is really for having to go this route of having your own studio and doing all this recording during this time?
Well, we'd like to be accessible and comfortable for, kind of the everyday artist. Oh, sorry, there's actually.
Yes, yes, that's how we do it. You
Wait,
That's
hold
how
on.
we do it.
Let me just show you so you know what's going on. This this
Oh, that's an easel. Is that an easel?
yeah. So my girlfriend is a painter. She makes artificial limbs and like sculpts and paints, replacement hands and things for people.
All
Our house
right.
is full of art supplies, some of which just crashed. I'm just gonna leave.
You can leave it for now.
Yeah, we'll
Wow.
get back to that later. But as you can see, she's adapting to doing things at home as well. You know.
Right, right, right.
But anyway, yeah. So I think my mission statement is that a rising tide lifts all ships. And we're hoping to be part of that rising tide for people right now. So we've been doing these video sessions, and we've done a number of them just charitably, and then there are a number that we've been hired to do. But we're trying to reach out to a broad spectrum and hit as many of the Connecticut musicians as we can.
Right.
But also we're working on a new thing where we're trying to put artists into different spaces. So like outside of our studio.
Right.
So we've done them in some kind of like factory settings. We've also started reaching out to local businesses, music venues, shops. If you
Wow.
are watching this and you have like a laundromat that wants to host a band, please let us know.
Oh,
Uh,
wow. Okay.
Film an artist in your shop, and we can help advertise you and give the band something to do, because
Ah.
we are all looking for something to do.
And also, what you're saying to me, it sounds like you are open for collaborations, which is something that I am as an artist right now, and realizing that that's another tool to get us in the business, get us active, get us, connected with our audiences. When we mix all our different genres, or in terms of different arts that we do. If you're a rapper, if you're a rapper, if you're a singer, and if you are even a painter, I could be singing and you're painting next to me while you're selling your paints, and you are there busy mixing the sound on the go, and Pet is right there telling the films. Everybody can work together collectively. for one goal, and we can all lift each other in one way or another. So Harry, while I ask another question or so, please cue up the video from Sam, so we can see the quality that comes out of their studio. In fact, people can go and visit Sam's website, right? You have a Facebook as well,
Mhm. Yep.
Sans Serif's Records, right? Or
Yeah,
on
sort
Facebook.
of sansserifrecording.com.
Yes,
And then we also have a YouTube channel where
yes,
we have been posting up all of the videos that people have
the
made in our
sessions.
studio.
Mm.
And we have one from the State House right now, and there's a couple from, like I was saying, these more interesting locations kind of coming
Right.
up in the next month or two.
Right. So on this video that Harry is gonna pull up now, it is Sam's a partner, and he is gonna be doing a song, and it's just gonna be, excuse me, a short video of him, say 3 minutes or so, and then after that we're also going to check out Marisol's video as well. But let's see, Harry, if you found the video. And you are listening to WNHH 103.5 here on Thabisa and Friends. Ha! I'm so excited today. It's been a great morning for me. I hope you guys you woke up on the right side of the bed like I did. How are we doing, Harry? Or maybe Harry's still rebooting. I forgot that he said he wanted to.
Oh yeah, he might be. He might be.
Oh, he's back.
Oh,
We don't hear sound. We don't hear sound, Harry, if you can hear me.
Gunpoint, but his lies are told with such a blunt. He says left is really right.
We heard him, and then now we don't hear him anymore.
well, this speaks to our video quality.
No, well, yes, because your video quality is great.
Oh, thank
Okay,
you, thank you.
the video quality is great, and the
He
sound.
kneels before
This is
the
us.
altar of his God. But his God is one of hunger that cannot be sated. One whose paradise cannot be found. Where the trains all run on time, and there's diamonds in the mine. But the trees won't bring to bear the poison ground. And the ramparts that we watch are falling down. In this bread and circus dog and pony town. 2020 retrospect, tell me what did you expect? Heavy-handed is the man who wears the crown. Tell me, what are you gonna dream when all your dreams are beached whales cast aside to ride it into fur? Who you gonna blame when all your rousing speeches drive the mild carbon from the earth? Yes, and how will you account for all your wastelands wanting, starving like a martyr in a cell? With the grapes upon the vines, left to wither up and die, somewhere east of Eden, somewhere west of hell. Well, you left the fruit to rot upon the vine. You left the whale to rot upon the shore. This land is your land, you better strike up the band, 'cause there is no California anymore.
Oh, wow, wow,
Good job,
wow.
Pat.
I love
Wow, I love that song. Listen, whoever said a white man can't whistle needs to trip and catch themselves before they fall, because he did that, and I was like, he's gonna probably go off too. Nope, he killed it.
Nope.
That was Dalton, you killed it, okay? You're gonna teach me how to do that in the song. Wow, that was beautiful. That was Patrick Dalton, one of the co-founders of Sans Serif Recordings. So now I want to move a little bit and slide over, and I'm going to be back with you, Sam, because I want you to tell us about artists that have worked with you. But I'm going to scooch over a little bit to Marisol a little bit, and Harry, do you have her video as well? Because I know Marisol, you've worked with a lot of artists, and you what do you think about collaboration? Let me ask you that.
Oh, collaboration, I think, is the way to grow, and even to sharpen your skills as a songwriter, as artist, because you have another artist that has their set of skills, and you guys come together, you can make something really beautiful happen. You know?
That's true. That's true. So, Marisol, can you tell us, is this box accessible? Like where do we get the box? Where do we follow you and follow you with your journey? And also, like, where is this? Is it accessible? Is it expensive? How much is this? Is this something that we can, afford?
Yes,
it's got a lot of great stuff. Believe me.
Yes, so you can find it at topsecretsongwriter.com. You can also follow the page at Top Secret Songwriter and learn more about it.
Brilliant.
He has the video up here.
Yeah, we're going to queue up there, and that person over there, guys, that you see is one of my favorite artists, one of my favorite singers here in New Haven. Her name is Ro Goodwin, and she's fantastic. Yes, she's fantastic. Her voice is a voice that I would listen to.
To blossom is a journey and a sacrifice. We have to transform out of the comfort zones of life. Through wins and losses, joy and pain, the outcome is a great discovery. Everyone starts somewhere. Start here.
Wow, that voice. I don't know about you guys. I'm melting already. I gotta pick myself up. Listen, that looks beautiful. That looks amazing. And it reminded me of a question that you can add on what I asked you. Branding, why is it important?
Yeah, branding is very important, especially if you're going to be an artist, songwriter, even if you're just a lyricist. I think it's important for all who are, using music as an outlet to brand themselves.
Right.
Because it gives you a unique, standpoint against the crowd. You have your own unique style of writing, you have your own unique voice, you have your own unique message. So I think that's very important because it's not just colors, but it's more of, what's your audience going to learn about you through your brand? What do you have to offer?
Right, exactly.
That's really important.
Exactly, and I agree with you very much. So, but I could almost understand, completely when artists don't know where to begin when it comes to branding themselves, or if they seem to be everywhere, because it's not as easy as it sounds. You gotta be invested in it, right? You gotta be invested in it, and it goes back to you knowing who you are, goes back to having that mission and vision, and align that with your branding, and then everything you do has to revolve around that, right? I think that's a very important thing for artists to remember and know, and it takes time. Look, it takes time. I've been singing for. Sorry?
Yes, it definitely does take time to develop yourself. You got to give yourself time to grow and learn and discover, because you might change throughout your journey and you're like, oh, wow, now I know who I'm not. So I'm left with this, so I understand it better.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been singing for a very long time and not even quite recently I've started thinking about actually branding myself, because of partly I was trying to find myself and find something that really works with my voice, my style, my being, and align myself with that. And that took a long time, because with us musicians, it's such a it's work that is so personal. Even if we do try to detach from it and make it just business, but it's so personal as much as it is a business, you know. So when you are trying to grow as an artist, you are actually simultaneously growing as an individual. So that can be confusing at times, and sometimes that can make you take a long time to get to a place where you decide this is who I am as a brand, right? Sam, tell me, how many, or not how many, rather, what artists have you worked with there? Because I've seen some amazing artists on that, on your YouTube channel.
Oh,
Tell
yeah.
us the artists you've worked with.
So we've worked with Scout, who CT Versus recently said that Scout was New Haven's musical gift to the world, and that's probably true. She is the best. And then we've also worked with like Ellison Jackson, who are formerly New Havenites, now in Philly. Um, Dust Hat, Killer Can, Olive Tiger, who are like I think the only local artists to actually be invited to play Arts and Ideas. Arts and Ideas always ignores everything local, but they picked Olive Tiger one
Oh,
year. So,
that's
so we've been really lucky to work with a lot of great New Haven voices.
right, right. No, my goodness. Look, when I first discovered you guys, I was so genuinely excited, because and also low-key mad, because I was like, why am I only discovering you guys right at the end of 2020? Because you are exactly what I needed as an artist to thrive even more, because I knew I was struggling with sound and video, and I tweaked here and there where I could. And I know this is a lot of artists like myself who feel this way, who had to make it work even though it was not working. And then when I did discover you guys, I was like, no, I am mad. I'm not sure if I'm mad at myself or if I'm mad at you guys for not showing up so loudly, because you need to more than ever right now, because we need you to be there for us, we need you to be accessible as you are for us. And but we need to just see you guys, so we can not make excuses anymore and say, oh, my sound, or it was my internet, or it was this. So we have no excuses. We can focus on the business, we can focus on the work, we can focus on quality, right? So I was really excited to discover you guys, and hopefully, more artists get on, and dial you guys up and make appointments and book you guys for their sessions. And
I'm
now,
definitely interested.
sorry.
Yeah,
Watching,
please come by.
because it gave me so many ideas. Thabisa, remember I was telling you about Pitch My Song?
Yes.
And just when you were talking, Sam, you were talking about different locations, like even at the laundromat, and my
Yes.
mind just went like
Same.
so many different scenery, and I'm like, oh, it could be in a field where there's a barn, and like you could do
Yeah.
like a drone overhead shot. And my mind just goes wild. So I'm like, wow,
Yeah, it could be anywhere.
Anywhere.
yeah,
In your kitchen.
great.
Anywhere. No, I'm very.
Exactly. Well, it could be really fun to do artists at home.
Absolutely.
But like pick a less glamorous room in the house. Like do the kitchen.
Yes. No.
No.
I
'Cause
have done.
everyone's at home.
Right.
So I have done something similar to that, where I did. It was not a live show, thankfully for me. So I had to pull some of my archives that people have not seen and donate that to New Haven Symphony, and where they've asked different artists, because it was a charity event. So, but then it was called Home Cooked. So I kind of shot in my kitchen, cutting my vegetables. I'm like, this feels like TV. This feels like real TV. I'm like, you can watch on Symphony, cutting my vegetables. I'm like, this is a new way of performing now. We're going all out. But anyway, Sam, what you're saying is so true, and Marisol, for example, artists are different. Obviously, we have the songwriters that don't want to see the stage ever, but they would rather low-key sit in that corner and write the song and be like, I see you, Tabs, singing this song, so I'm gonna just send this to you. Can you do the song? And again, artists, that's business. That's business. That person has to register their music. Let's talk a little bit about registering your music as a songwriter. Do artists really understand that is their intellectual property, music, melody, lyrics, all sorts? So can you touch on registering your music as artists, as songwriters?
Yeah, it's definitely important to do that. Because I've seen a lot of artists miss that part, or they're using, music that doesn't belong to them, or, certain sound bites that are not copywritten by them. So they
Right.
get them in trouble, so they don't register it. So they're just using it and traveling around and performing it. I
Right.
think it's important to, um, you know, choose what pro you're going to use, a performing rights organization like BMI, ASCAP,
Right.
AFC as well.
And not only that, just to add on that, Marisol, I follow you. So I ran into one of the videos where you spoke to a lawyer, and he said something important that I thought was very informative to me too. I don't think I was aware of this. That not only will you register your songs to these organizations, these collectors. I usually use one in South Africa, Samro, but they say you have to register with with the copyright office as well, so that in case if you run into a situation where someone steals your beats or steals your music, you are able to say, I've copywritten this music, and it's there in the office, and there's no argument about that.
Right.
So musicians out there, you need to understand that creating music, it's your gold mine. Every time you put a song, that's a piece of diamond, that's a piece of gold you put out there. It may be rough and bloody, full of soil, but it's there, and you can develop it in time as it goes. You can't just write a song, be like it's whack, and you throw it out, because someone else is gonna pick it up online or anywhere else if you haven't registered it, and they're gonna make it even maybe juicy or whatever. But then they'll call it their own, and then 5 years later you're like, but that's my song, and everybody's gonna laugh and think that you're just saying that. So it's very important to register your music as musicians, and when you do work with other artists, ask them, are we registering this here? Are we registering this? Are we putting my name in there as well? Because it is my vocals, it is my a melody, so I would like to be included in the bill, because that's your investment. At the end of the day, when your voice is out and you can't sing anymore, you have royalties for life, right? So yeah,
You're
it's
probably talking about having a split sheet, like when you go in the studio, and each
yes.
writer puts down what percentage. So you have the business side of things, and people get, we all get so like, I don't want to do it. We just want to
Hmm.
get together and collaborate,
You have
no problem.
No.
But I think that's still important to have that
Right.
split sheet and say, this is the percentage you're going to get, I'm going to
Right.
get, and it's, whether the song goes anywhere or not.
Exactly. So Sam, tell us what is a way forward from now to, I mean, even if up to June, but hopefully the whole entire year. Maybe you've thought about it so far, but what is your plan with musicians and to keep your lights on? Because you have to keep your lights on too. As much as you
Oh
guys
yeah.
are very accessible and anybody can afford, a couple of dollars or a couple of hundreds, even at times organizations can afford a couple of hundreds to give into your business in order for you guys to keep your lights on, and as well as you are trying to balance with artists that can afford, you make sure that they continue to do their work. What's the deal? What's the deal here for now until this, in fact, until the end of this year? How are we going to survive?
Yeah,
Welcome.
of course. Well, hopefully keep booking sessions, certainly. I have to say I've been really consistently surprised by how much work we wind up getting, especially because we haven't really advertised, on account of the whole pandemic thing. When I started recording people, I was like, I'm gonna record my band and I'm gonna do my friend's band, and that's gonna be it. But then people keep popping up, so I'm not super concerned about it. I'd say if it's working now, it'll work whenever. But as far as like the community aspect, we really want to keep doing these videos, and we've actually partnered with a group of filmmakers based in Bridgeport, Kicker Pictures, who like Pat and I are good at video, but Kicker are great at video. So we've really been able to kind of step up our production value with them. And we're going to try to seek some grants from the state or different organizations and see if we can find like an actual budget for that. 'Cause, that way we can allow people to do it for free. The kind of the question that comes up is like, if each one takes like 100 hours or so to produce with the whole team, then like how long is it sustainable to do it?
Right.
Take them away. but hopefully we'll be able to find a grant to keep it going feasibly. And if not, just recording, mixing, mastering.
Right. And also, you guys have a GoFundMe out there. What's the link to that?
Oh,
What's the
so we did. We had a GoFundMe when we first moved in. Basically because our studio is sort of it's in like kind of an office building, and when you're looking for a place to make noise, you will be met with no, like 99% of the time, which is something that I'm sure everyone is experiencing at home right now. Um, we eventually found a very cool landlord, only landlord I've ever liked, that that agreed to let us have our studio in their building, and we built out like kind of a room within a room,
Okay.
in order to be neighborly, so to keep ourselves as quiet as possible for them. So
Right.
that was the GoFundMe. But
Okay.
at this point, we're just kind of rolling and hoping for the best.
Right. I mean, we are fortunate here, I think, to some level here in England, that we have people that really love the arts and people that are trying to find ways to support artists in small ways and in big ways. I know I performed at the Arts and Ideas last year, and then this
Oh, you did?
a year before I did. A year before I did.
Oh,
And then
congratulations.
last year I was going to perform again, but then they had to cancel because of COVID. But then they found ways to, still get us in doing our work, where we were singing in people's porches for like 15 minutes or whatever, and you put your fee, and then people would hire you through them, and they could sing in their porch and all of that. And I know I've tried to be creative as well, where I do backyard concerts, and all that, which I still need to continue more this year in a much more organized way. So I mean, Sam, I'm gonna be calling you.
Oh yeah, please.
But I think, arts organizations like Arts Council, they've tried to, get super involved with the arts. I mean, they're an arts organization, but they've tried to go, above and beyond for artists, and as well as Connecticut Office of the Arts have been putting out grants for, small businesses like yourselves, and all of these places, and even venues like State House and such places where they would open their doors if you needed to use their place. So I do feel like we are all collectively looking for solutions. If there's anything you would like to say quickly for literally a minute each, please feel free to do that right now. Marisol, do you have anything to say, to add about your toolkit before we close?
I just want to say, any artists, any songwriters who are looking for direction or just a place to start, or want to learn or get that empowerment, come on over to topsecretsongwriter.com, follow the page at Top Secret Songwriter. There I post a lot of empowerment videos, and I give some tools and tips, so you can find that throughout the page and join the community. And if you're interested in the kit, it's all there at the website. And looking forward to pitch my song again. We hosted at the State House last year 2 times, and for once. And I would love to do it again this year. So looking forward to that. And now Sam has given me so many ideas, so I'm going to be calling you too, Sam.
Right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're most welcome. Sam, anything you want to say about your studio and your work? 1 minute.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. This is obviously a super chaotic time, but at times of chaos, there's also a lot of reordering going on, and like all the pieces are up in the air now, and no one really knows where they're going to be when those pieces fall. So this is like, while it's scary and crazy, is also a really great time. Like if you're thinking about getting into songwriting, like try it. Or if you've never been to a studio and you want to give it a go, like go for it. We're getting our tests and cleaning our stuff. So like, use this time wisely, because when the world like rights itself again, you could be somewhere completely different from where you were when it went bust.
Preach, Sam. Preach. I agree with you completely. Thank you so much, both of you, for being here today and showing up. You know, I always say, I've been saying this last year, it is very important to show up. Sometimes you may not be feeling so grand and great. That's okay. But if you show up, much respect, and people gain a lot of respect for that, and they are willing to invest back to you because of just simply showing up. Sometimes you don't even have to say much. Just by being there means a lot in the world of business and you know, socially too. So like showing up this year on events for this is for the audiences now, because I'm trying to encourage you guys to show up in events via the internet, or if you want to invite artists for a backyard social distance performance, invite them. You know, when you do that, you are creating work for them, and you are keeping them, you know, out of, you know, depression or stress, financial stress, and all of that. So you also play a big role in supporting artists, no matter how small you think it is or inane you think it might be. It means a lot to artists that are out there. And do support people like Marisol, who are innovators and creators, and who are come up with new ideas on how we can be better artists. So if your children also have been writing music in high school or wherever, and they want to be organized, this is the place to go to check out Top Secret Songwriter. And then if they actually want to start recording their own first song, the place that's affordable for you is Sans Serif Recording. It's right here downtown, not far from where you are. So come through and support artists and small businesses. You are listening to WNHH 103.5 FM here on Thabisa and Friends Show. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. I hope to see you out there pretty soon and working on new projects for 2021. I'm ready for 2021. I'm done complaining. I'm here to achieve, and it seems like you guys are ready to attack this year as much as I am. So hopefully we get to collaborate at some point. Harry, take us out there. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. Harry's still trying to find my song. Okay, I'm gonna sing it. Harry, I'm doing it myself now, a cappella. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it myself, you know. So yeah, and also people, while Harry is trying to find a song, do check out my single that's out on all platforms.
Single sounds great.
I know. Oh, can't hear you.
So that was not the single, Sam. That one is a